You're listening to The Ranch Sit-Down with your host, Shayne Hollinger.
October 20th is part of the Blow Up Your TV tour, which, by the way, great John Prine lyric. The great William Clark Green is going to be joining Drake White at Billy Bob's, Texas. William Clark Green in studio with us. How are you, buddy?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So how did this partnership with Drake White come about?
Man, honestly, it's same management.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's same management, and obviously is familiar with the song or two of his, but never really dug into his catalog.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know anything about him having a stroke on stage or any of that stuff.
Isn't that crazy?
So it's just seems to be we've only hung out a few times. We've written together and kind of done some promo stuff together, but seems like a genuinely really good dude. Takes care of his band, and I'm just excited to get on the road with them and learn more about him and
Phenomenal artist.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Phenomenal artist, which is really cool.
And which was awesome about the tour is like I had a lot of buddies from back home, like in Lubbock, and they were like, dude, he never comes down here, and like we're coming to one of these shows. Like we're really excited about it. So I think
you have to remind them that you're playing too.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to be there too, guys.
Well, and I called. We were in Nashville the other day for with Panhandlers, and I flew back in on a early flight. Like my flight left Nashville like 6:10 a.m. and got into Dallas. So this say I had not been to sleep. Time. So I get to Dallas Love, and I get out, and this lady walks up. She goes, "Excuse me, are you?" And as soon as she says, "Are you?" I'm like, "Yes,
here we go.
It's me. It's me."
And she
goes, "Are you Drake White?" And I go, "No, I'm not, but I'm actually." And I had my guitar in my back.
I'm the other guy in the
and I was like,
flyer.
I was like, "I'm actually going on tour with him here in a couple weeks, though." And she goes, "What's your name?" And I was like, "My name's William Clark Green." And she goes, "Huh? I could have sworn you were Drake White."
Not impressed at all.
I was like, and I called Drake immediately. I was like, "Dude," and he was like, because he said that never happens to him. And so like, I was like, I'm in Dallas, Texas. Like this is my stomping grounds, and like somebody mistaken me for you, and which really made nothing looking like that. But she might have been confused on the promo picture or something like that. I don't know, but it was pretty funny. She was like, "Man, you look just like him," and I was like, "I don't look like him at all."
Just when you start to get a big head, the world humbles you, doesn't it?
Oh, it happened the other day at Home Depot here in Fort Worth. I was wearing a Shane Smith and the Saints shirt, and this guy comes running up to me and fist bump, and he goes, "Great show." And I was like, "Dude, thank you so much." I was like, "Where'd you see us at?" He goes, "Oh, I was talking about Shane Smith and the Saints, your shirt." And I was like, "Oh."
And then so what do you do? Are you in a band?
Yeah.
And
It's like,
awkward.
and it's like, I'm like, where's all the hardware at? I need to go find the hardware.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
My wife loves those stories.
You know she does.
Oh, she loves them. So
Yeah. My wife loves it when somebody comes up to me. Now, you work at the ranch, yeah. Tell me about Malone. What is she like? Is she great? Yeah, I love Malone. She's my favorite. What do you do there? It's like, God dang it. So you were talking about being with the Panhandlers last weekend a couple of days ago, I guess. I don't even know what day it is, honestly.
What day is it?
At Americana Fest
Monday.
in Nashville. It was a chance for you guys to showcase yourself to basically the world. It was really cool. That was a fun show. 8 guys on one stage, and I understand that wasn't even the full band.
Yeah, full band's 11 or 12 typically.
Gee whiz.
Oh, our overhead's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you guys just paying to play, basically?
Pretty much. We haven't made, let's just say the Panhandlers is a passion project.
Right.
It's not a money maker.
Right.
It's definitely not a money maker. It's a money spender. But, it's really difficult to get all 4 of us in one location at a time, especially with Flatland's career. I mean, they're just they're absolutely blowing up.
Absolutely.
But man, all the stress and it's kind of a cluster, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
And but whenever the show starts, we're on stage, it's literally like I forget how relaxing and how amazing it is to like play a show and not be yelling to the microphone the entire time, like to have breaks and like you can be a player and like kind of just it's just really relaxing on stage. So I feel like we make up for everything else on how hard it is to get everybody together, but like when on stage it's always fun. Like even if I'm in a bad mood or someone's in a bad mood, after we get off stage it's like, man, okay, That's why we do it.
Yeah.
That's why we do it. Okay, that's why we do this.
It seems like when you were on stage, because I could see it all in your faces, that it looked like this is the reason we got into music.
Yeah.
Is to have that fun.
Well, and also it's like, I'm not saying that I don't love my music,
Right.
but I've been doing my music for 15 years.
Yeah.
And this is a complete 180 turn from the rock and stuff that we do. And so it's just really fun. It's fun to be on stage and play different stylistic songs than I typically would, So.
Yeah. It's called the Panhandlers, bunch of West Texas guys. Do you feel that pressure to live up to like what the Flatlanders were?
Well, it was supposed to be it's just crazy how it started. So it's morphed so many times, but it was initially supposed to be a Flatlanders tribute record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the whole idea. We're going to do a homage not just to Flatlanders, but to Terry Allen and Waylon Jennings and Buddy Holly. We're going to do all of West Texas. But it was going to have that Flatlanders vibe of like the 4 lead singers. Like,
yeah.
But that was the whole goal. And then it was like, well, man, I wrote this song the other day. And then I was like, well, let's just try to write some songs. And then it would turn into a whole full project. And then, Charlie Stout's song, West Texas, I was like, well, we got to put that song on it. And then,
right.
But no one's ever heard that song before, And so it's like, then it kind of just morphed into its own. But it started as a tip of the hat to those guys. We were going to cover all their songs. That's how, and we were going to do one show in Steamboat. And then be done with it. And that was it.
Oh, yeah.
And so like
that would have been a lot cheaper, Will.
Yeah, but it's really been I think it's been really cool for fans of mine to see this other aspect.
I do like to see that out of all y'all. Like it's a whole nother side of what you guys can do, and it shows really how talented y'all are.
I've got people that are like, dude, I love the Panhandlers. I'm not really big on your stuff, but I love the Panhandlers. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That means that we're getting to an extra, getting someplace else we've never been before, which for me is awesome. So it's like, I'm never scared. That never offends me. It's like getting Panhandler fans, but not my fans, but getting that is really cool. I think we have our own individual kind of set of friends. Like my brother-in-law, he loves the Panhandlers, but he's never been like a humongous fan of my music. That's fine. The expectations of everyone being a fan of me is not reality. There's gonna be people who don't like my music.
Right.
That's the case with every songwriter
like
and
the
musician
guy at Home Depot
ever. Yeah,
no idea who you were. Yeah. You guys ever think about covering somebody really good like Drake White?
Yeah. Which he is awesome, but yeah, I take that and like it's just I embrace it and it's been really cool and like I see the value in it for people that it just gets somebody that would never listen to my music maybe to check out a few of my songs.
Yeah, I was going to say that's an opportunity to get in front of a whole new audience.
Well, and to showcase my songwriting ability in a completely different light.
Yeah, good point. You have become really, man, one of my favorite songwriters.
Well, thank you.
Like, and we were talking before we got on air. You actually, one of my favorite songs is one that you didn't even write by yourself. It's with Zane Williams and Max Stalling called Anymore.
Yeah.
That is one of the most powerful songs probably in this music scene in the last decade or two.
It's definitely the best song I've ever written, in my opinion.
It's unreal. And
thank you.
It's weird to hear that coming from you because you're always a very happy and upbeat and jovial guy, and you hear that, and it's like, oh, God, William Clark Green needs a hug, man. Like, holy cow.
Well, that song definitely came from a real place in a relationship. I wrote that song after half the song after the first breakup, and I finished it after the second breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And when, like I said, having Zane and Max Stalling as writers is just Zane's a monster, and I've been a fan of Max since I was in high school.
Yeah,
and it's just I can't take the credit for it, but man, what a powerful song, and yeah, I definitely think it's the best song that I've ever written in my life, and I can't wait to outdo it. So. That's the goal.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
I still remember, like, I was very young into my radio career. I've been a huge Max Stalling fan for a long time. And I turned over one of his albums, and there's this 214 phone number on there. And I thought, why not? I called it, hey, this is Max. It's like, oh, my God, I'm talking to Max Stalling. I don't know what to say. Hey, I'm a big fan. Bye.
So I called him on my, it was my 35th birthday.
Uh-huh.
Was it my 35th?
Are you even that old?
36.
I didn't know you were that old.
35th birthday, maybe 35th birthday. And I was 35. And so I was me and my current wife, me and my wife were dating.
She's gonna love
we
that.
were dating and so my 35th birthday, all my birthdays have always sucked. I'm always playing. Honestly, I always get booked on some BS show
Yeah.
somewhere I don't want to be at. and
Oh.
It's always the worst birthday. So this time it was on like a Sunday. My
Mhm.
birthday was on a Sunday. And so I called Max and said, hey, my birthday has sucked for the last 15 years. He goes, I want to have a fun birthday. And he goes, and I want to hire you to come play on my back porch.
Oh, how cool.
And I don't want the discounted price.
Yeah.
I was like, I want the full price because
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell you exactly what songs I want to hear. I was
Just
like, you're not
everybody else.
going to have a choice. This is not going to be a fun gig for you.
That is awesome.
I was like, but I'm going to sit there and I'm like, okay, play this song next. Or I might even be like, why don't you play that song again?
Yeah, you didn't do that one really well. Oh my God.
So-
I think the best idea would have been him in the band and just playing to only you and your wife, and that's it.
Well, I told my friends too. I texted. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have Max and Eastland on the back porch, and everyone's welcome. And I do not care if you show up or not. I'm going to sit there and have a great time."
Yeah.
And
That is so cool.
well, we found out. Me and my wife now girlfriend then found out we were pregnant, and so I called them and I was like, "Hey." It's like, I probably shouldn't be spending this kind of money
Can I get that
on
discount
myself.
again?
I was like, would you be so upset with me? And I was like, here's what's going on. He was like, dude, congratulations. I was like, yeah, we're excited. I was like, but I really can't be selfish in a time like this. Like, I really need to
Yeah.
get my ducks in a row and get prepared for this because it's going to be a whirlwind. So, so he was totally cool about it. But hopefully I get to do that because I told like, it's not going to be a fun gig for you.
So
This is going to be.
I'll go in halves with you on the
Yeah.
next one. You'll do that, and I get to be like Simon Cowell and be like, actually, that was terrible. I feel like you're better than that.
I feel like that was 100%, maybe just a little bit more.
I
So.
mean, yeah, if you could just put a little more effort into
Yeah.
it, that's real. Yeah, like that's a cool thing about what you get to do, man. You get to make some really cool friendships with some amazing, talented people.
Yeah, and every time I'm in Steamboat, I'm the first one in line at Max Stalling shows, and
Oh, yeah?
just a huge fan.
Well, you got to be the first one in line, or you don't get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of his and Heather too, and he's
Yeah.
just a really good person too.
Mhm.
He's a good human being, and I just enjoy being around him, and I love his music. So
Larry Joe's been working with a lot of young artists, and I keep hearing this fiddle, and I'm like, who is that? It's Heather. Who is that? It's Heather. Who is that? It's Heather. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, constantly.
Constantly.
One of the best.
Yeah, she
One of the
really
best.
is.
Speaking of one of the best, William Clark Green hanging out in studio with us. You brought your guitar with you.
Yeah,
Can we hear a song?
yeah. I've got a new song.
What new song?
Yeah, I figured I'll let you know. I want to know if you think it sucks or not.
I don't think we're gonna play that one.
I called Shayne I sent Shayne a text after the Panhunter show,
Oh,
and I was
yeah.
like, all right, constructive criticism. Let me hear it because I know he'll
What
be
did
honest
you
with
think?
me.
Yeah, you guys were like, you could tell y'all were nervous before that. I don't think I've ever seen y'all nervous before because you're always in your own element. So this was to a completely different crowd, doing something you don't get to do very often.
Well, it's also you don't want to let anybody down.
Right. Yeah.
It's like there's 4 lead singers, and like
Mhm.
if I make a mistake on stage with my band, I'm like, oh, okay, guys, I messed up. But like
Yeah.
if I make
They're
a
used to it.
yeah, or vice versa,
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be the guy that like makes it that really messes things up.
Uncomfortable,
Yeah.
yep.
So, and we're so not used to singing harmonies, and it's just like, so I kind of have like this. Here we go. It's coming out. It's
trying
coming
to
out.
find it. So the first couple of songs, there's a lot of up and downs in your vocal range. Huh?
Yeah, it's just we're just learning we're honestly learning how to sing. We're learning how to not be frontmen. It's been really hard.
God, I don't know how you do that.
It's
after
been
so
difficult.
many years. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're just train, and it's making me a better musician, which is cool.
Yeah, and like, how to say this? You got to like release some of that spotlight to somebody else too.
Well, that's not the hardest.
Kind of wild.
That's not the hardest part. That's actually easy. I think we all
Really?
enjoy the not having, like in my band, I have to deal with everything, bus maintenance, everything. And like,
Right.
I enjoyed being like, hey, I'm out. Like there's too many, there's too many Chiefs. Like I'm
gonna
out.
have
like
a Chilton
yeah,
and y'all leave me alone.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like my vote is yes.
I don't care what it is.
Just
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
Vote for
That's
me
how
by
I-
proxy kind of thing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
exactly.
So what is this new song you're gonna play for us?
So I wrote this song with a guy named Logan Wall,
Uh-huh.
who's a fantastic songwriter in Nashville. I wrote in a handful of songs with him, and this song is kind of gonna be the next record theme. I mean, every one of my records is about a chapter in my life, and the last record, Baker Hotel, was about a couple of relationships that went belly up, and now I'm like in the best area, best part of life I've ever been in, with having a kid and getting married and just being happy. And a lot of these songs are about having a kid and my wife. And so this song is called Something You Would Die For.
All right, let's hear it.
Used to live for a dive bar bus, a long drag off a cigarette. I used to think I knew what love was, but I didn't know a damn thing yet. I woke up and I'm 5 years older, handyman house with the dog in the back, a wedding band and a baby in a stroller. Hell, everybody ought to have something that you live for, something that you fight for. Work your ass off overtime for something to come home to. You hold on to that little ray of light that pulls you through. I always thought there was something missing. Come to find out there's so much more. You think life's all about living, so you got something you would die for, yeah. Heaven knows if it came down to it, I swear I wouldn't even think twice. I'd gladly take the bullet if somebody ever crossed that line. They used to tell me, but I didn't listen. I know it never really crossed my mind. You don't think about unconditioned until you find something that you live for, something that you fight for. Work your ass off overtime for something to come home to. You hold on to that little ray of light that pulls you through. I always thought there was something missing. Come to find out there's so much more. You think life's all about living, so you got something you would die for. Whatever your heart beats for, what every breath you breathes for, it's what you hit your knees for. Something that you live for, something that you fight for. Work your ass off overtime for something to come home to. You hold on to that little ray of light that pulls you through. I always thought there was something missing. Come to find out there's so much more. You think life's all about living, so you got something you would die for, yeah. Till you got something you would die for.
Good Lord, man, that's good. That is really good,
Thank
Will.
you.
Golly. So let's do a little free promotion for you. Tell me about the Bill Grease Cattle Company.
Oh gosh,
That's awesome, man.
well, thank you. It's been a really fun, we really don't make. It don't make money out. Man, it's like Panhandler's thing. Like,
Maybe you should be pitching your beef up there while.
well,
you're playing
we
songs.
we sell merch at shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just got so sick of taking. I got 7 cows in Eastland.
Yep.
And I thought about getting in like clubby cows, like
Mhm.
and I just it seemed like a lot of work. And then a buddy of mine finished out a yearling, and I was like, man, it was really good. And I was like, well, people are selling beef these days. And he was like, yeah, I'd like to try. And I was like, well, shoot, we can use, I can kind of help out with marketing and stuff like that. And we sold like 20 head, and and it's been really fun delivering it to fans, to be honest with you.
Oh, you deliver it.
I deliver some, not everyone. Depends on how fast they want it and what
Right, I got
my availability is. But
Right.
it's been really fun.
I
so
bet that is some surprised looks on people's faces.
yeah, and we don't tell them, so it just kind of show up like, hey, what's
That's
up,
awesome.
And it's been really cool. And honestly, just the feedback we've gotten from it, everybody's been super happy with it, and it's just been really fun to grow cattle. Like you know, I've always just sent them to the sale barn, and like to actually bird them. And we bought a new Akiyashi bull the other day. We're trying to get to prime, and we're trying to have choice prime, and then maybe even prime plus at some point. But it's just been a lot more fun doing it like this than it has been in the past when I'm just kind of raising some calves and taking them to the sale barn and just like take back then it was $500, and then this has just been really cool because I got great mamas and it's just been really fun. So and I think the fans enjoy being a part of something that's kind of secretive, like the Bill Grease thing. So
it is.
Bill Grease was my college nickname because I always showed up to class hungover and my buddy Rankin Starkey was like, "You are not William Clark Green. You're more like Bill Grease."
Bill Grease, yes, I am. It's a cool day, and I was looking at it today online. You got good prices, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's
Like
roughly
you're
$9
not
to $10.
going nuts, yeah.
$9 to $10 a pound.
Yeah.
That's processed. That's processed weight. That's not hanging weight. And so I get about 225 to 250 pounds per half, and so it's been awesome. It's just been really cool doing it, and knowing what you're eating is cool, and it's been an awesome. Shout out to Zephyr, Texas, the meat packing plant there. Local cuts, they're top notch. So they do all of our processing, and they're awesome with kill dates and all that stuff. So we've been so happy with them.
That is really cool that you're doing that. And then of course you also teamed up with Roger Krager to do a rental property. I mean, so you're like
sometimes
I'm
like
you're a slumlord now.
I'm like should I be focusing more on my music career? The beef company.
You don't have enough going on with two bands.
The beef company is so self-sufficient. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Those cows don't.
Yeah.
They don't do anything for the first 6 or 8 months.
Right.
So it's like. And then the finish out, my partner does the finish out. So really, we're just promoting and delivering at that point. I mean, we go make sure they have water and stuff like that.
Right.
But my place is really self sufficient. We run such a small herd that we don't have to mess with them too much. But
that's great.
And then I've got the beach house with Krager. I've got my own piece of property down there, and Krager. I convinced Krager to buy a house down there. Okay. Because he lived in Houston and he loves the coast, and I was like, dude. I built my place after the hurricane came down, and it's actually my homestead, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, funny. That's awesome.
That's how long ago it was, and I convinced Krager. I was like, man, it rents pretty good, and you'll see your money back. And so I convinced him, and he bought this place, and then he got an offer he couldn't refuse and sold it. And so we found a piece of property that for sale sign was knocked down, and it was pretty cheap, and we were like, you want to do one together and let's promote it a little bit. And we decided every room has got a different theme. We have a green hall room, a Willie Nelson bus room, where all the bunks look like a bunks on a bus. And
awesome.
It's got a swimming pool, and it's called the Texas Music House, and it's under Swedes Real Estate. And it's just been really cool. And we're partners with our buddy Kevin White, who owns Bonita Creek Hall in Nacogdoches.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, really, he does all the work.
Right. So I'm starting to sense now. You say the panhandlers. It's nice to step back. I don't really do anything with the beef that much except deliver.
Yeah. Well, they're my cows too, and my property. But you
got to look at them. I mean, come on.
I do have to look at them. I'm not taking advantage, but
you are the boss, aren't you?
I worked my tail off on the Texas Music House, but Kevin's he's the contractor, so really he did all the work,
all the paperwork and stuff.
Well, he hired all the subs, but we went out and did. We worked a lot down there this year, but he worked a lot more. But yes, I worked more than Krager did.
You didn't even have to say that. We all knew it. So, man, you're a busy man.
Yeah, I got a kid on the way.
How's the 1.5, something like that?
Yeah, he's great. Me and my wife are going on our honeymoon tomorrow, actually.
Oh, are you really?
And we're going to Italy for a couple weeks, and
fun.
And we're going to the Ryder Cup.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That is coming up.
And she's pregnant again, and so we got number 2, another boy on the way, named Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been awesome. We absolutely love living in Fort Worth. It's just been a blessing. Everything about it. It's been crazy. We got the easiest kid on the planet, and he's such a sweetheart. And
that's great.
And
the second one.
Everyone's telling me the second one's gonna suck, so I'm trying to enjoy this one. So,
But you got a built-in babysitter down the road. He can watch the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to go.
It's been awesome. So it's really difficult to write songs, and that's like songs like that are kind of coming out. I'm trying to find unique ways to write songs where it's like, okay, I'm past the woe is me stage in songwriting.
Okay.
And so I'm looking forward to writing songs that like, that song's not a happy song, but it's like it's got grit.
Like
it's got like
yeah.
It's got like attitude.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm trying to figure out how to be happy and be a songwriter, because songwriting is a product of not being happy.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I mean, it really is. There's not a whole lot of happy songs. I mean,
It's-
Bobby McFerrin did Don't Worry, Be Happy, and that was pretty much it.
and it was probably it was like not that I don't think I've ever suffered from depression, but I think it's always been like an outlet to help with it on some sort of level,
Yeah.
And it kind of started in middle school, where your body's changing, and you're going through so much stuff, and it was just like my outlet, and it just kind of became that. But
It's your therapy, really.
yeah. And we were laughing about that last night. And so yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it differently. And it's been an interesting thing. So hopefully I get more songs. I'm really proud of that song, and I hope I get more like that.
Can't wait to hear that.
Yeah,
when are we
thanks.
going to hear that, you think?
I'm actually
Like next year?
well, we're talking and talks with Jaron from Cadillac 3 for producing. So that we're in the beginning stages of that. And we'll see where it goes. I've also I'm going to Nashville as soon as I get back from Italy. I'm going to go work with the Muscadine Bloodline.
Oh, fun.
We're actually going to record that song together.
I like those guys. Yeah.
And so I love their production, and they're really brilliant guys. And so we're just going to mess around and kind of demo it and see what happens. But I'm not opposed to them helping me produce the record too. So which would be really cool. So I saw them at Born and Raised Festival, and I'm just I'm blown away by their performance. Their songwriting is great. And yeah, I've always heard their name but never seen them,
Yeah, they're legit.
And I heard a song actually on the ranch, that new song of theirs called oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. On You.
Oh,
Me on
yeah,
You.
yeah.
And I heard it, and I was like, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And the production was so great, and I was literally in my truck listening to it on the ranch, and I was like, oh my God. And then I got to see them live, and I was like, these guys are legit. And they had mutual respect for me, so hopefully we can do a tour together with them. That'd be really
fun,
cool.
yeah.
So I think it'd be lights out. So
The Blow Up Your TV tour with Drake White, October 20th at Billy Bob's Texas. Tickets available, BillyBobsTexas.com. The great William Clark Green. Thank you, buddy.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
This has been The Ranch Sit Down. To hear more, check out our free app. Just search for 95.9 The Ranch or find it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. New episodes every week.